Everyone on Not a Straight Line Live, this is your Act 1 beginner's call. Beginners to the stage, please. Act 1 beginners.
Hello, dear listener. So here we are on the penultimate episode of the daily episodes. The Wednesday ones are going to keep dropping for another couple of weeks. There's a few conversations with guests that I've promised to get out to coincide with various things that got going on. But this is the second to last one of these daily episodes. I was just on a call earlier with Matt and Rob, and I was sharing how I was kind of sad that these daily episodes are coming to an end, because I've really enjoyed the process of engaging with my thoughts. And I'm fairly certain, I mean, it's difficult to get empirical evidence about it, but I'm fairly certain that the speed at which things have moved over the last month, culminating in The Wealthy Artist, is probably partly because of this daily practice of engaging with my thoughts. So I suspect I'll need some way of continuing to do that. Well, it might be an interesting experiment to stop them and see what happens in terms of progress. But anyway, I've already made a decision, and it's not just me. I mean, I record them and then send them to Matt, and Matt's got to do some work to put the sound stuff at the beginning and the end and whatever. So I'll just take a bit of a load off him as well. And I am focusing going forward on The Wealthy Artist, and I think the publishing rhythm that I discussed with Jason on our call earlier this week makes sense. So coming out with a podcast episode on Monday, which is a bit like this, I will be engaging with my thoughts just on a weekly basis as opposed to a daily basis, engaging with my thoughts out loud in this kind of format, if you see what I mean. So this kind of ramble talk episode will be on a Monday, but much more focused within the context of The Wealthy Artist and the Spark method, process, framework, call it what we want. Maybe looking at case studies and just continuing to, in Jason's words, paint the picture on the front of the jigsaw puzzle box, so that you, the listener, can continue to get an ever richer, clearer, detailed view of what I do, how I do it, and who I do it for. So you can get to ever increasing clarity about whether working with me makes sense to you or not. That decision is obviously entirely down to you. My job is just to continue making the puzzle clearer, if you like, if that makes sense. And then on the Friday of every week to release a conversation with a guest, and they will be similar to the Not a Straight Line conversation on the Not a Straight Line podcast, but they will be specifically with artists who are on that journey spectrum from earning money from a full-time job, which is paying the bills, but it's not feeding their soul. And they're on the journey to, the journey that I went on from this time last year, driving full-time, to now starting to live much more that dream artistic life that I had in mind. And just to kind of wrap up what I started yesterday, when I talked about the S&P of the Spark method, process, framework. I need to figure out what I'm going to call it. S, I said, was support. And I did recognize after I had recorded yesterday's episode That S also stands for space. And that was one of the most important things I did last year. I've spoken about it on other episodes of the podcast, that I took one day off a week from driving. And it was in that one day a week that I started the collaboration with Matt and Rob, and I started the Not a Straight Line podcast, and then met Stuart and started working with him, and everything came from that one day a week, that space that I deliberately and consciously created. So S is space and support. P was perspective, your psychology, talking about mindset and belief. That's absolutely vital pillar of the progress to get to where you want to get to. And then the ARK, the arc, I like that it's a name and an acronym, if you like, in its own, because an arc speaks of safety, does it? Safety and security. I don't know, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But the A of a spark is activate your story. You've got to find a way of getting your story out into the world, getting you out into the world. And as far as I'm concerned, the quickest, easiest, most efficient way of doing that is with a podcast. So, and that's what I did. That's part of my story, part of my journey was started the Not a Straight Line podcast. And that is, there's not one thing that is responsible for getting me to where I am now compared to this time last year. But starting my podcast was absolutely crucial. So that's why activating your story is in there as a, I mean, it could equally be activate your podcast, but if you know a better way, or there's a way that resonates with you more to activate your story and get it out into the world, then have at it. But it's, from my perspective, it's got to be in there to get the results that I got. The R of Spark is regular practice, regular creative practice. If you're an artist and you are not regularly exercising your art and creating art, then something's amiss somewhere. And for me, that is a daily self-tape. For you, if you're a writer, it might be writing every day. Painter might be drawing, sketching, painting every day. I really encourage you, like if you are where I was this time last year and you can't think how you could even start to get on the journey to living your dream artistic life, then perhaps the first thing you could do is create some space, there's the S, to start a regular creative practice, because that builds momentum, and momentum creates a new reality, in my experience anyway. So that's the A and the R. And then the K, and there's a whole world inside K, but the K is about know your value. And ultimately, your value is you. You are the value. It's not what you know. It's not what you do. And inside know your value is all of what I've learned from working with Angela and Christina and Jason and my whole life, really, all of my skills and experiences and expertise in marketing and business and systems and I've already said marketing, ideas, all the things necessary for you to get paid for being you. That's inside know your value. So there you have it. That's the Spark method. Is it method? Is it process? Is it framework? What resonates with you? Let me know. I think the Spark method kind of works. So S, create space, find support. P, perspective. You got to change your mindset and your belief. A, activate your story somehow. Get you out into the world. R, what's your regular practice? What's your regular creative practice to get your art out into the world? And K, know your value. Create the systems and the processes and whatever needs to be in place for you to be paid for being you. So that's it in a nutshell. Going forward on Monday, the Monday episodes of the The Wealthy Artist podcast will be going into different parts of this in more detail, be looking at case studies, applications, tools, things I'm trying, things I've experimented with, all the things, but all around giving you as much value as I can to apply the Spark method yourself. And if there's any point in time where you feel you're struggling or you just want a bit of help, then it's going to be really easy to plug in to me in the Wealthy Artist community to get whatever help you need to get you from where you are to living your dream artistic life. So go forth and be you. I love you. Oh, and just one other thing. Before you go, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Not a Straight Line. If anything in this episode or any of the episodes has stirred something in you, that quiet voice, that little niggle saying there's got to be more than this, or that ache in your heart when you see others living their creative dreams, don't let another year slip by. I've been where you are, trapped, watching my artistic self slowly fade away, but I made it out and you can too. Let's chat about your second chance. Head to notastraightline.life/chat, because the world needs your creativity, not your compliance. Until tomorrow, love and be loved.